So, my friends, welcome to a new crypto update video. Bitcoin at 102,700 US dollars. What an absolute shit show that was last night between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. That also moved the prices a bit, not necessarily because of that incident, but you could see, okay, Tesla dropped significantly and the Nasdaq gave back its gains. We're also on the verge of an all-time high with the Nasdaq. Important data is coming out today. So, there's definitely a bit of tension in the air right now. You can see it on the chart too. I've already marked a few things. In my opinion, things are about to get really interesting. Right now, we basically have two options. We're going to take a closer look at those now. Altcoins got completely wrecked again yesterday. We'll also take another look at that in a moment, and otherwise, before we get started, I'd say go ahead and give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, feel free to join the free Telegram Talk and Signal group. If you're interested in updates, news, and signals, definitely join us there. You'll find the free link down below in the video description. And if you're still looking for an exchange where you can trade everything we talk about here, feel free to sign up with my partner exchange Binks using the link down in the video description. The link is also in the video description or in the comment section, and by doing so, you support the channel, or me, really. So, Bitcoin at 102,700 US dollars. You can see what happened yesterday, a big red candle that even dropped down to 100,300 US dollars overnight. That was actually the zone we discussed again in more detail during yesterday's live stream, because there were still quite a few wicks down here, and it's also kind of the last turnaround point for Bitcoin, because otherwise we would be facing a massive. We've been talking about this head and shoulders chart pattern for the past few days, and in my opinion, it's becoming more and more accurate now. And this is basically our last chance, so to speak, to keep a bit of bullishness in here and try to push back up toward 108,000, 109,000 US dollars. If that was the move just now, then we got lucky again, but I can imagine, especially as we head into the morning, and especially when I look at these candles here, it already looks so bot driven again, with no volume at all, that we might see another small dip downward here. That means another lower low, maybe briefly dropping below 100,000 to 99,900 and then really making that move upward. As I said, right now we have a kind of downtrend channel here. If we tighten it up a bit here, it might even be a falling wedge, but we'll have to fine-tune that once it actually gets to that point. For now, the main thing is to manage with caution. Right now, we're in a total no-trade zone. If you've got a short open, okay, awesome, that's working. But if you want to go long, you should probably wait for this dip here, maybe even a bit lower, because we don't really know yet how the markets are ultimately going to react. We've taken a significant dive. If we quickly draw in the vectors here, if they'll load, that is, if not, I'll have to. I think I need to refresh real quick. If we now quickly draw in the vectors here, it should definitely work now. Perfect. Exactly. We can see, okay, we have a nice red vector candle going all the way up here, or rather up to $104,800. On the 1 hour time frame, it's the same picture, $104,500. That means these zones up here are going to be crucial in my opinion. Let's just quickly remove the red box for now. Up to here, that's going to be decisive for today. If we go above it or just grab this vector, that's not really bullish. If we go down and form a double bottom, in my opinion, we'll have a much better chance to break through this zone. Also important, the news situation today, and it's going to be very, very interesting at 2:30 p.m. We have the average hourly wages. That's also a good indicator. How is the economy doing? We have job growth, we have non-farm employment, we have private non-farm employment, we have the unemployment rate, and the unemployment quota. So at 2:30 p.m. today, everything that's really important for this week will be released, and that could lead to a bit more volatility. So please be extremely careful with any trades today. For me, if we get a double bottom here again, okay, that would be a small long scenario opportunity to then possibly take this move towards 15,06000 US dollars. Looking at the funding rates, they are very, very negative. That has also shifted again in the last 8 hours. There are clearly a lot more short positions again, but after a move like we saw last night, that's not really surprising. The heat map has also completely cleared out to the downside for now. There's more activity up here starting from 107 to about 109,000 US dollars. If we do get this double bottom here, it would really be a nice opportunity to at least start a small long position in order to potentially prepare for this last move to the upside. We already talked about this in detail during the live stream yesterday. At the moment, and I really mean right now, there are absolutely no bullish options where I would say, wow, yeah, you can be super extremely bullish here. For me, there just aren't any right now. We're in a downward trend. We have a possible head and shoulders pattern. On the monthly and weekly charts, we haven't hit a new all-time high. At least, the old one hasn't been broken on a closing basis. There's absolutely no volume in the market. Right now, everything points more toward a scenario like 2021. Still, you should take advantage of the opportunities you do have. That's why I'm hoping we'll drop down here again for a double bottom. But as soon as this zone breaks, things are going to look really bad. Then the next step might be down to 97K and otherwise 88 to 83,000 US dollars. Just giving you a little heads up. Let's move on to the altcoins. They really got hit hard yesterday, got wiped out. Yeah, you could say they got hit too. Ethereum, the divergence we talked about has now played out for the time being. We've gotten stepped down here at the support around 2,380, briefly broke the 2 SMA on the 4-hour chart, but closed back above it with the next 4-hour candle. That means this range still holds for now. Right now, we're still a bit lucky here. If we also add the FIB levels from our top, we've gotten stuck here at the 0.382 for now. It's a good sign that at least we're still able to hold this level. There's still potential to drop down as far as 2,270. That would be the end of the range. If we take a quick look at that in percentage terms, that would still be a 7% dump, which is definitely still possible here. Otherwise, things don't actually look that bad. At least for now, we still have the chance to push toward 3,000 US dollars. But for that to happen, Bitcoin needs to hold its support, and of course, so does our support here with Ethereum. So for now, everything here is still the same and it's still within limits. Solana is a different game at 147 US dollars. We've now reached the low here. So here, you could say, the next option for long positions has just been triggered. This was also the last chance here. We've been talking about this over the past few days, that for Solana, there might be another chance to move up here. Here too, you should already be in, maybe secure your position now, or if you're not in yet, maybe wait for lower prices, but the stop loss has to be set at 139 US dollars. But this was another small chance here to possibly catch this trade as well. Let's move over to the traditional markets. Gold is still holding up very, very strongly here, so there are no sell-offs at all. It also didn't really react to news or anything else yesterday. As I said, things could get interesting this afternoon at 2:30 p.m. Let's move over to the Dow Jones. Here too, we're still seeing consolidation. S&P 500 still consolidating. Yesterday there was some slight profit taking here, but nothing really spectacular. And the Nasdaq ended up closing in the red as well. Still, it has to be said, and we mentioned this in the live stream yesterday, we were only 1.6% away from our all-time high here. By now, it's back to 3.5% or 3.17% at the closing price. It's still entirely possible that we'll at least see our all-time high here. But here too, maybe a bigger warning. In the stock markets and the individual stock markets, we're facing important resistance levels everywhere. Yesterday, we had another trade deficit in the US. Now we have the unemployment data coming up. We don't know yet how the whole Trump and Elon Musk situation will develop. The tariffs are still in play. Just be prepared that if the Nasdaq reaches its all-time high here, we might be facing a bigger correction. That means positions should be hedged, or you should consider taking some profits. I can only recommend that you watch yesterday's live stream again. We also went over many individual stocks there. Feel free to check it out. So, the DAX, yeah, new all-time high, still consolidating at a very, very high level. Here too, I'm just waiting for us to drop at any moment. But like I said, I still won't short this thing. The risk is just too high for me. And last but not least, let's take a look at the euro against the US dollar. Here too, it touched right at the resistance yesterday, briefly poking above it. Let's see if today's data and facts might change anything and we get a dump. But I actually suspect that we'll keep seeing the euro rise, as long as we keep this trend intact here. Even with that fake out, it all still looks very, very, truly good. Alright, otherwise, that's it for today's update video. Later there will be an XIP update, and otherwise, well, it's already the weekend again. Let's see what else happens. I'll definitely keep you updated. Feel free to join the free Telegram group, and otherwise, I'd like to wish you a great day. Take care, leave a like, subscribe, join the Telegram group, and we'll catch up again later. Until then, bye-bye, and as always, stay crypto.